Today we're going to be talking about Pixie, who is the 5th champion to join the game this year. I'm recording this a couple days after her embargo is out, so this might not be a very widespread video at this point, but definitely wanted to get the video done because I want to be doing these for every new champ, which if you're wondering about M'Baku, that'll be a couple days after this because, yeah, I forgot to do M'Baku, but I'll be getting him before he goes into Titan Crystal for y'all. That aside, as far as Pixie is concerned, I'm going to be kind of straightforward. I'm not a huge fan of this champ. I didn't have a good time playtesting her that much, and we'll obviously get into gameplay, and I'll talk about a little bit of why when we get there, but she just feels like a very softball version of Onslaught, in my opinion, and you know, in some scenarios that actually does matter, because you're not always going to see Onslaught in every game mode, because bans exist in both War and BGs, but I thought her damage was fine, but not going to be BGs worthy, and I feel like she'll be fine as well for War, since Onslaught never sees the light of day in War. But we can talk about specific utility types as, like, for why of that, because the big comparison, I think, is the fact that she does gain resistance to bleed and shock, just like Onslaught does. She places Neuro Shocks, just like Onslaught does. She does gain prowess, which is different from Hidden. She utilizes prowess instead of Daunted, but I think it's fair to say Daunted's just the better mechanic when it comes to countering skill champions nowadays, like mainly because of the Yelena RPG matchup, which she can still take Yelena. We'll get to that fight later on in the video, but I don't think any of these fights that she does nearly as well as, like, arguably 10 other mutants in the mutant class, except for this first one, this Lumatix matchup. I think this is by far her best matchup. She counters Lumatix incredibly well, because you place the Oshter's debuff, whatever the hell it is, I don't even know. And you also place a Neuro Shock. The Neuro Shock is what's mainly important here. I don't know why I led with the Oshter's refusal debuff, but what happens with the Neuro is it obviously lets you prevent miss, but it also allows you to counter evade. Pixie's Neuro Shock is the only Neuro Shock in the game that counters evade as well, and it's just specific to her, and it has to be against skill champs. You cannot counter evade with it against non-skill champs, which is a little bit annoying. But her rotation is you're going to drop a special 2 and then drop special 1s, basically. Along the way of getting that power, you want to charge your heavy to trigger an evade, and then you want to follow up with your heavy attack. So basically what happens is you get these blessings, you get these spell type of effects, and you want to trigger them, put them back on cooldown, and just keep triggering when they're back active. That's going to give you these soul wisps. The soul wisps you can either convert into prowess on the special 2 or flat attack rating on your special 3, which can hit very hard. We'll see that later. And then you'll increase your special damage with the prowess to make your special 1 hit harder, because that's your damage special. The special 1 places Neuro Shocks. The Neuro Shocks scale with your special attack damage. So when you have a bunch of prowess, that's a bunch of special attack damage that are increasing the potency of your Neuro Shocks as well. And so you'll go ahead and do all that, get as many soul wisps as you can, special 2, special 1, probably another special 1, and then the defender dies. So here we see that it went pretty fast against Lumatix. 50 seconds is good, but the big thing is, like, any mutant with Neuro Shock kind of breathes on Lumatix and he dies, and this is where I feel like the great matchups for Pixie start to end, because Punisher is another very good one, but I found myself just like, I don't feel like using Pixie over a bunch of other mutant heroes against Punisher, which we'll get to after Bullseye. But Bullseye's another interesting matchup because, like you use the evade counter against Lumatix, you're going to do the same against Bullseye, essentially. You do place the Oshter's refusal debuff, or passive, because it becomes a passive if it's purified, and what that will do is it reduces the potency of bleed effects and shock effects by 90%, which is very good. If you push Bullseye to special 2, however, he's going to place a bleed vulnerability on you, which will increase his bleed potency by 50%, and you will end up taking 60% of the base bleed damage, which is significant. So you can either bait special 1s and take the reduced bleed damage, just take the block damage mainly as like the main amount of damage you're taking, or you can push into special 2, and then every time you dex, you're taking a good bit of bleed damage. So it's not really a great situation to be in regardless, because as you can see here, Bullseye goes down and we lost 13% health, which I think these attack pools are a little bit larger than some in BGs, so I'd say you finish this a little close to 90 in a regular BGs matchup, and you do it in 50 seconds. But that was a fight that took multiple attempts, because there were just a bunch of scenarios where I was taking a decent bit of damage, and it just didn't feel good. Like, I'm not a fan of this playstyle for some reason. Like, the whole, I want to trigger this counterattack as often as possible, and then follow up with a heavy attack as well, and then I want to use light attacks to remove the cooldowns and stuff. Like, it didn't feel smooth, and I don't really know how to explain why, because in theory it sounds very simple, like actually playing her, but for some reason nothing felt smooth when using her. So, I don't know, that was a little annoying. I think it's a playstyle that some people might like. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. So here we're fighting Punisher, and like I said, I think this is a pretty good matchup for her, but I'd rather use virtually every other mutant hero that's popular, like Jean Grey, Dazzler. Those are big ones that I would use before her for this fight. But she does do it well, and I can't deny that. Even though I don't like the champ, I definitely want to point out where they're good, and I think Punisher is still a matchup where she's putting out pretty decent results. And then we'll fight Yelena now. This matchup is one that I don't think you should really ever seek to do, but you can see that it works, which is kind of why I'm showing you this. Because, yeah, it does work. You have to push Yelena to elimination mode for it to work. You push her to elim, and then you use your special 3, which is going to have a lot of attack rating if she's not capping it, which she can't do in elim, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and trigger as many Soul Wisps as possible, because I need as many as possible to be able to actually do a crap ton of damage on the special 3. So as you can see there, I blocked a little bit to increase her combo meter. We reduced the bleed damage that she'd do, but she still hits very hard into my block with the impact and critting through the block, of course. So yeah, you reduce the bleed damage there, but you still do take some damage, which is notable, I guess. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and drop the special 3. We have 16 Soul Wisps, which is not as much as we could have, but Yelena also does a reversal on your counterattack, so I couldn't do the counterattack for more Soul Wisps before, because for some reason counterattacks are coded as light or medium attacks, so you can't do that without triggering a reversal, which sucks. And like 70 seconds, it's really not that good, especially for mutants that came out last year. And yeah, she's just not a champ I'd want to use against Yelena that often. Now we're going to go fight Nico, and we're just showing Nico for a couple reasons. One, to see how well she punches against a defender who actually has defensive threats outside of the skill class. Two, to show off the Neuroshock countering miss, right? Like I said earlier, the Neuroshock isn't going to counter evade against non-skill, but it will function as a normal Neuroshock against non-skill where it will still counter miss. So I can utilize that to actually counter Nico's special 1. But yeah, her damage did not feel good at all outside of the skill class. And even for the skill class, it wasn't exactly what I'm looking for. Especially with how competitive the mutant class is on attack. It's a very competitive attacking class. I think that goes without saying, and she does not fit a great BG's health pool, like as far as doing damage in that. I think she'll be good for war health pools, but BG's health pools, I just don't think so. So here I'm going to go ahead and drop another special 1, which is going to place all the Neuroshocks and stuff. I'm going to throw my relic in the air, which is going to finish her off. Honestly, if that relic didn't actually connect with Nico, she might not have died there. So it was a 70-second fight. It's fine. It's not great, but again, I think war health pools, it's not going to matter as much that she's on the slower side. But yeah, I'm just not big on this champ. I think she is my least favorite champ of the year so far. I haven't played M'Baku yet, so maybe my mind will change after using him, because I really don't know much about the champ, so who knows. But yeah, it's just like discount Onslaught in my opinion, and I don't like comparing champs to broken champs in their class, but I really feel like that's what a lot of what Pixie is. The evade countering thing is something Onslaught doesn't do, but after that it's either Onslaught or worse. And of course there's also Jean Grey, there's also Dazzler, there's also Cassandra Nova. It's just other Neuroshock damaging champs, aside from Dazzler of course, that are kind of cracked in the mutant class. And I just find myself using pretty much every mutant that I already have ranked up over Pixie. And this is coming from a guy who ranks up almost every new champ, because I can usually find value in new champs. And I do think there's value here, and maybe it's just really difficult to be a mutant in 2026. I don't think that's unreasonable to say. She's just not a champ that I'm really planning on using on my main account. Like, I don't think I'd rank her up if I got her. So, yeah, that's not to say she's a terrible champ, but just not one that I liked and not one that I was really impressed by. But do let me know what you think about her in the comment section below. Just to quickly summarize where I think she'll be good, I don't think she's going to be good in BGs. She has some defensive potential, but I don't think it's enough with what tech is doing against mutants these days. I think she has reasonable potential in war. That's where I'm most positive on her for, because of Onslaught just never existing in war. But I feel like there's still a lot of mutants I'd send before her. But we'll see. Like, she has potential. It's just I don't know if the potential's ever going to come into light. Long form, no. I don't think her damage is good for long form at all. Coliseum, no. Same reason as long form, really. I don't think she has the damage output that's going to be very serviceable for those really long fights and stuff. So I'm not very high in this champ, but we'll see how she performs when she's in the Titan pool in June, which, yeah, this is one of the longest delays between a new release champ and a Titan release, which is kind of unfortunate, so we'll have to wait a long time before we really see what Pixie can do on the live server. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Appreciate it.